Hey everybody. So what I'm going to do today for this video is I want to share with you the unboxing and the review of the new McFarlane Toys Superpowers Wave 3 figures. So what I had to do was I pre-recorded this unboxing at work because I found these figures at a Walmart before I had to go to work, and I could not wait to check these figures out. So here is the Wonder Woman in packaging. You can see she does not have any accessories, but she does have a cape. Here's the back. If you need the barcode information there, you can see it's listed as Superpower WW. So I'm going to take her out of the clamshell and give you a closer look at the Wonder Woman figure. You can see the cape is not tabbed in like Superman and Batman were, and the fabric of the cape is very different in feel. The cape feels much better. It feels much more like cloth. It is not that weird material that the Superman and Batman are made up of. And the Wonder Woman figure, she looks pretty good. The face sculpt is a little kind of plain, but you know, these are $10 figures. Now, I thought that the cape was glued in. It actually turns out it's not glued in, but I don't know if you can see it too good on here, but the red cape has left some red stain on her shoulders. So maybe that's why we got those like weird kind of satiny type capes with Superman and Batman, is maybe because this cape fabric that Wonder Woman has, it feels a lot better. I think it looks a lot better, and it's great that there's no hole in it, but it did leave some red staining on her shoulders. Next is Nightwing. So you can see the card art there. You can see he comes with his Eskrima sticks, so his characteristic weapons, his weapons of choice. There's the barcode. You can see it says Superpower NW. Now, when I rang these up at Walmart, when it rings up, it says SP. It doesn't say Superpower. So Wonder Woman said SPWW and Nightwing said SPNW. So that might help you in your search for trying to find them. So here's the Nightwing figure. He looks really good. He's a little big and bulky. They could have made him a little skinnier. You know, Nightwing doesn't need to be as big in the chest, I feel like, but it's fine. Again, these are just supposed to be fun little $10 figures. The weapons, his sticks, are very, very bendy, very flexible and pliable. They are not hard at all. They're kind of like almost rubbery. So you can really, really bend them, but it also means they could, you know, potentially get warped. But since they're in that plastic clamshell, they should be protected. The figure looks good. It's just his chest is like really kind of glossy and his arms aren't. So the blue ends up being just slightly different shade of blue because for whatever reason, the chest is just shinier and his arms are a more matte kind of dull finish. But they look good. They're super fun figures. I think they're pretty neat. So getting the weapons in his hands were not too bad. But you know, like I said, they're very, very bendy and, you know, soft. So you just kind of have to just push them in and, you know, leave them go. It wasn't too bad. So there is Nightwing. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the knee articulation. So I'm just showing you that the knees do in fact bend. And, you know, sometimes with these figures, they kind of have sort of weird proportions. So it's a little challenging to get them to stand. But you can do it if you balance them just right. You just got to get them in that sweet spot. And my favorite figure of the three is the Deathstroke figure. The orange is just really well done. Here is the back with the barcode. And if you wanted to see more of the back there, but he is just a really nice figure. I'm just really kind of blown away by just how this figure pops on the shelf, in the card. The orange and the blue. Now you can see his sword did get bent. His sword is also super soft and flexible and kind of rubbery. Real easy to bend it back. I didn't even have to heat it up. I just kind of bent it back and kind of kept it there for a while, and it held its shape. So it was a little bent out of the packaging, but not a huge deal. He looks great. Some of the figures overall that they had on the shelf, they did have some paint app issues, some paint kind of slop here and there. So when you do see these in the store, make sure that you look at them. Make sure you check them for any splotches or bad paint marks. I saw a Wonder Woman that had like really, really bad paint near her belt. And then there were just like a couple Nightwings and Deathstrokes that just didn't have the greatest of paint apps. Now, trying to get the sword in Deathstroke's hand was so challenging. So my recommendation is, once you get that sword in his hand, do not take it back out, because I had a heck of a time trying to get this sword in his hand because it's so soft and bendy. You kind of have to like open up his hand with one finger and then kind of push it in there. And then his thumb kind of gets in the way. So you kind of have to like open it so the thumb isn't in the way. It was just such a challenge, as you can see, as I continue to struggle on camera, at work, sitting at my desk, trying not to make any noise, trying not to, cuss at this figure like, why are you not holding your sword? But yeah, it's very soft and, bendy. All right, I think I finally got it. But man, this is a really cool figure. He just, again, they're simple, they're cheap. They're supposed to just be little fun figures. That's it. That's all these are. But you can see, Nightwing and Deathstroke, they look great and just fun figures. If you're a fan of superpowers, if you are just a DC Comics fan, if you enjoy these characters, especially the more classic versions like this version of Deathstroke and Nightwing, then you can't go wrong. So there you go. That's the unboxing video. And then I actually do have a review video, if I can get it to work here. Here we go. All right. So here is the review video. So I have the figures out of the packaging. I have them here for you to look at. They look great. If you notice, well, I'll save that for later. Here's Nightwing. So, the blue paint is very nice. Like I said, his chest is kind of glossy and his arms are more of a matte kind of finish, but it's still fine. He looks good. And I'm going to bring Batman in here so you can see how Nightwing and Batman looks together. They look good. I hate this cape, but hey, what can you do? I hope we get a lighter blue and lighter gray version of Batman. I'm sure we'll get some new versions of Batman if this line continues. I really hope this line does continue. I would love to get a Martian Manhunter in this line. You can kind of see him behind me in my background. Here's Nightwing with the Flash. And I'm going to show you at the end of this review video all of them together. All right, so you'll notice with Wonder Woman, her cape does come off. It's on there with just that little kind of C-ring clip. It's not glued on. Originally, I thought it was glued on. You will see she did get a little bit of red staining on her shoulders from the cape, so be aware of that. But yeah, and her hair, you know, definitely keeps the cape on as well. So it took a little bit of doing, but you can absolutely get the cape off of her pretty easily. But just be aware, it is going to probably stain her shoulders and have some red on there. I tried to remove the red with a little bit of nail polish remover, and some of it came off, but it really didn't come off too well. So it's not that noticeable. It's not that bad. But here's Wonder Woman with Batman. So you can see that they look pretty good together. And then Wonder Woman with the John Stewart Green Lantern. So there you go. Pretty cool. Looking good. And then, of course, I had to do a comparison of Wonder Woman with Darkseid because, of course, Wonder Woman and Darkseid have had this kind of, you know, interesting relationship over the years in the comic books and in the various cartoons and stuff. And I think this looks actually pretty cool. The seeing the Wonder Woman with him kind of makes me like the Darkseid figure better, which kind of sounds weird, but you know. And I think this is technically the rebirth version of Wonder Woman, but it passes close enough as a classic Wonder Woman. The Deathstroke figure, I gotta say, is absolutely my favorite of the three. Maybe my favorite of all of the Superpowers figures from McFarlane. I just think the orange and the blue and the black, they look so good together. You know, I wish he had like, you know, more weapons and other little accessories, but I understand why he doesn't. At least he comes with a sword. I kind of wish Wonder Woman came with a sword. But here is Deathstroke next to Darkseid and next to the Batman Who Laughs. So here are the three villains that we have in the current McFarlane Superpowers line. They look pretty cool. I mean, we have a classic Deathstroke, we have a new 52 Darkseid, and then we have a very, very new character, you know, with the Batman Who Laughs. So we have like kind of three, you know, three different eras of DC Comics. So I saved the best for last, which is capes. Here is Wonder Woman's cape. You will notice no hole in it, which is great. Here is the cape that came with Superman, big, gaping, ugly hole. Of course, it has an S on the back, which is nice. But the fabric is weird. I just don't like this fabric that Superman's cape is made out of. So here's the cape comparisons in terms of size and color. So you can see the color red is different. But I think what is pretty great is you can put Wonder Woman's cape on the Superpowers Superman, and I think it looks a lot better. Of course, it doesn't have the S on it. I can kind of get over that because I think the length is better. The feel of the fabric is way, way better. The fact that it doesn't have a hole in it is great. And I even like the color better. So there is Superman wearing Wonder Woman's cape. I think that the height of it or the length of it is perfect. And I like the slightly brighter red. There you go. That's the answer. I mean, that's it. So I think I'm gonna put the original cape back on him. So the cape with the hole in it that feels really strange. I mean, it looks okay if you position him, you know, his legs block the hole, so you can't see the hole, but there's the hole. And of course, having the S on the back is great. It's nice, but I just think it's a little too long. And that fabric, just the feel of that fabric, it's so just stiff and weird. I don't know. I definitely like the Wonder Woman cape on the Superman figure a lot better. I just think it looks better. It feels better. It fits perfectly fine. It sits on him nice. And I definitely don't need a Wonder Woman with a cape. She does not need a cape. Just my version of Wonder Woman, just classic Wonder Woman. Oh, she does not need the cape. She just needs her bracelets and her costume. So there you go. Here is the DC Trinity, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And what's really kind of neat is if we bring in John Stewart and the Flash And this Flash really kind of gives me Wally West vibes. I know it's supposed to be Barry Allen, but I get Wally West vibes from this. And we kind of have the Justice League cartoon. We just need Hawkgirl and Martian Manhunter. And that's pretty cool. If you look at that, that looks like the Justice League cartoon to me. Now, of course, we can bring in Nightwing. Here's Nightwing with everybody else. And again, if you say that that's Wally instead of Barry for the Flash, it kind of works nice because then it's like Nightwing and Wally West together. So then you kind of have a Titans group building too. And then with the addition of Deathstroke, yeah, it's pretty sweet, pretty cool. I think these figures look great together. I hope the line continues. I really, really want a Martian Manhunter. I want as many figures as they'll give us. So there you go. There's my review of the McFarlane Superpowers Wave 3. Please let me know what you think and have a great day.